I recruited 70 kids to come help me beat 5 6th-grade girls, and it was the most deserved beatdown ever. When I was in 3rd grade, 5 6th-grade girls ran our elementary school like a prison gang. The ringleader was this girl named Brittany, who was at least 5'3", and built like a linebacker. Her crew consisted of Madison, Ashley, and 2 other girls who just followed orders. They'd shove kids into lockers, steal lunch money, cut in line at lunch, and say the cruelest things imaginable to make kids cry. The worst part? Teachers did absolutely nothing. Brittany's dad was on the school board, so anytime someone complained, it mysteriously went nowhere. The girls knew they were untouchable. I watched them operate for months. They made a 2nd grader cry by telling him his mom packed his lunch because she wanted him to choke. They stole a 4th grader's brand new sneakers and threw them on the roof. They cornered a kindergartner in the bathroom and locked her in a stall for 20 minutes. It was psychological warfare on elementary schoolers. Then they went after my best friend Marcus. We were walking to class when Brittany and her crew blocked the hallway. Madison grabbed Marcus's backpack, unzipped it, and dumped everything on the floor. His homework, his lunch, his Pokemon cards, everything scattered across the dirty hallway. Then Brittany picked up his math folder and walked straight to the bathroom. I followed them. Big mistake. She dunked his entire folder in the toilet. Not just dipped it, fully submerged it in the nasty school bathroom water. Marcus started crying. That's when I stepped in and told them to stop. Brittany turned around and without warning shoved me with one hand. I flew backwards and slammed into the tile wall so hard I saw stars. The 5 of them stood there laughing while I was on the ground, and Marcus was sobbing over his destroyed homework. She looked down at me and said, "What are you gonna do about it, baby? Gonna cry too?" I stood up, my back still aching, and said, "Meet me behind the hill at lunch. Bring all your friends." They burst out laughing. Brittany said, "You're dead. We're gonna destroy you." I said, "Good. I'm counting on it." They walked away, still cackling, already planning what they'd do to me. Madison kept turning around, making throat-slashing gestures. First recess, I went straight to my friend group. Jake, Tommy, Chris, and about 6 other boys from our class. I told them what happened. They were all in immediately. They'd all been victims at some point, but we did the math. We were 3rd graders, most of us barely 4 feet tall. These girls were giants compared to us. We needed serious backup. That's when Jake had the idea. We get everyone. So we split up like military generals recruiting soldiers. I hit up the 2nd grade boys at their recess. "Remember when Brittany stole your Pokemon cards? Remember when Ashley pushed you off the swings?" 12 kids signed up on the spot. Tommy went to 4th grade. He found 8 boys who'd been bullied. Chris talked to the 5th graders. 5 more joined, but we still needed more. Jake went to the girls. Started with our female classmates who'd been called ugly and fat by Brittany's crew. Then he found the kindergartners who'd gotten their snacks stolen or been shoved in line. Even some of the smaller 1st graders who were terrified of the hallways wanted in. By the time lunch hit, I had an army. 70 kids, ages 5 to 11, all ready to stand up to 5 bullies. We didn't tell them the full plan. Just said, "If you're sick of being pushed around, come to the hill behind the playground at 12:30. Don't say anything to anyone." I got there first at 12:28. The 5 girls were already waiting, cracking their knuckles and laughing. Brittany was front and center, looking smug as ever. "Where's your little backup?" she sneered. I smiled. Right behind me. They looked confused. Then they heard it. Footsteps. Lots of footsteps. 70 kids came around that hill like a wave. 2nd graders, 3rd graders, 4th graders, 5th graders, even some tiny kindergartners holding hands with the older kids. We didn't run. We didn't yell. We just walked forward in this silent, massive group. The girls' faces changed instantly. Madison's smile disappeared. Ashley took a step back. Brittany's eyes went wide. "What the hell is this?" Brittany stammered. I stepped forward. "This is everyone you ever messed with, and we're done." The ringleader tried to bolt. She turned to run and found herself surrounded by a wall of kids. No one touched her. We didn't need to. We just stood there. This enormous circle of silent children who were done being afraid. All 5 girls ended up sitting on the ground in the center, completely surrounded. Brittany was crying. Madison was hyperventilating. The other 3 just stared at the dirt. A teacher found us 5 minutes later and froze at the sight. 70 kids standing in complete silence around 5 sobbing 6th graders. We all got detention. Worth it. They never bullied anyone again.